Mario Manningham. Stay locked in between the lines with Coach Stella.
Stella Stock Report.
Let's do it, brother.
Let's get to it. Let's talk about that good money.
You know it, bro. You just said it, man. We only talk about good money. We don't talk about no bad money on the Stella Stock Report. So I got 4 players for you whose money and they stock going through the roof, so you might want to invest in them. First guy we got, Canton McKinley Jr., outside linebacker, edge player, Amari Mitchell, 6'3", 205. Just got his first offer from Toledo. I watched his film this weekend. Kid got good size and length. Good athlete for his size. He also a playmaker. Had a 38-yard scoop and score against Harding. I think he also caught a 2-point conversion against Harding, kind of in their swinging gate, 2-point conversion look. He's really good against the run. He sets a hard edge. He plays hard. But I like the thing I like about him when he rushed the passer, he got this nice long arm move. Normally kids in high school don't really have moves coming off the edge. They normally just, I'm more athletic than you, or I'm bigger, or I'm stronger than you. Mm-hmm. The fact that he already kind of working some technique moves with a long arm is really impressive. That let me know he's a student of the game and he also being coachable. But he sets a good edge. He's receiving. He's going to get plenty offers as the year goes on. He just got his first one. He only a junior, 6'3", 205. So I wouldn't be surprised if a couple more MAC schools offer. Maybe if some lower tier 2 teams start to offer, Illinois, Indiana, them type of teams come looking. Because when you throw the kid's tape on, he really, really looks good. And after a year in the offseason, getting in the weight room, really focusing on his body, maybe running track or going to a speed trainer, I could see this kid being a tier 3 recruit, and I could see this kid by the time next year starts having 15, 20 offers, you know what I mean, and kind of everybody in Ohio knowing who this kid is. So shout out to Amari Mitchell, man. Keep doing your thing, big dog. Second kid we seen him Friday up close and personal. Canfield, senior, defensive lineman, tight end, H. Landon Shiner, 6'3", 225. Landon got an offer from Baldwin Wallace. He said he's pretty much hearing from a lot of schools in the MAC. He pretty much hearing from all of the MAC. When I watch Landon, he's just a good football player. You know what I mean? Sometimes kids are just good football players. If I took Landon to a camp, he probably wouldn't look the best out there in shorts and the T-shirts, running the 40, doing agility drills. Not that he would look bad, but he ain't going to stand out because that's not his specialty. But you put him in full gear, helmet, shoulder pads, with a game plan, with a responsibility to play off his instincts, play off his reads, take coaching adjustments, and do this now. This the type of kid you want. He's versatile. At the next level, I can see him being a defensive lineman. I could also see an offensive coordinator saying, I want him to be my H-back because he could block. He's showing he got a soft hands. He could do a little something after the catch. So he's the type of kid that's really, really versatile. The type of kid that whatever school you go to, they probably just going to tell him, you just come on campus. We'll figure out what position you'll play later. We just want to get you on campus, get you in this recruiting class so we know we got you, and go from there. The kid is tough, smart, high-level IQ. And the two things I like about him, he's a tone setter and a culture setter. That's really important, especially when these colleges is building their recruiting classes. Like, of course, I want talent, but I want at least 2-3 kids in my recruiting class. Let's say if it's the class of 2026. I want at least 2-3 of them to be able to be culture setters and tone setters. Because after 2 years, the leaders that's before them going to be gone.
Right.
So now who's going to be the culture setters and the tone setters to kind of continue our culture moving forward? I think he's a tier 1 guy only because, athletically he's not off the charts athletically, but this kid is a really, really good football player, and I would definitely want him on my team. So shout out to Landon. Keep doing your thing, big dog. Number 3, Mentor senior running back Jackson Farley. 5'9", 195 pounds, just got his first offer from Kent State, and he decided to take it and commit. So I'm happy for Jackson, man. You definitely deserve that. Kent State, you smart, good football player in our backyard. Let's try to keep him here. So that was smart. But when I watch this kid on tape, man, he got a good feel and good instincts for the running back position. He got really good vision. I always talk about running backs. You want to be slow to the hole, but you want to be fast through. Meaning, don't be in a rush. Let the offensive lineman, let them block, let them do their thing, and then you kind of pick your poison based off how the offensive line are blocking it. And he does a great job at that. He looks more explosive this year. When I'm watching him on tape, he looks more explosive, taking more runs to the house, which let me know he had a big offseason. He really worked on his speed, and he's definitely playing with that chip on his shoulder. You can feel it through the screen watching him on film. He playing with that chip on his shoulder. He want to let everybody in Northeast Ohio know I'm one of the best players, not only in Northeast Ohio but the state of Ohio. He played with Scotty Fox, like you know what I mean. So like you said, I'm sure he got a little bit of a chip on the shoulder there, saying I know Scotty gone, but we still gonna do our thing. I'm gonna step into them shoes, not as the quarterback, but just as the tone setter and the best player on the team, and he's doing that. Kent State, they found a gym. But it's early. It's early. You still gotta hold him down up until December because with the way this kid playing, I can see other schools trying to come steal him. But I'm happy he found a home for now. The type of kid I want in my program. And I'll say it now. I said it last year. Right now, he's at the top of my list for candidates out of Northeast Ohio for Mr. Football. That's right now. Things can change. But going into week 5, if I had to pick a candidate from Northeast Ohio to represent us to win Mr. Football, I'm going with Jackson Farley. His team 4-0, Division I, so we playing against big-time competition. And they needed every carry and every yard he's given them. And the kid been outstanding and amazing so far. So shout out to Jackson. Congratulations on your commitment. And keep doing your thing, baby. And the last kid we got is Youngstown East senior DB Tyrus Davis, 6'1", 180 pounds. He got one offer, and he took it, committed to YSU. I think West Virginia been showing a little bit of interest. And what that let me know, if West Virginia showing a little bit of interest, you got a lot of them Tier 2, Tier 3 teams that know about him, and they starting to pay attention to him. When you see the kid play or you see him in person, he got the perfect build for a defensive back prospect. 6'1", long, athletic, but he got the body frame where you could take him to college and put 15, 20 pounds on him without losing a step, keeping his athleticism and becoming bigger, stronger, faster, actually becoming more athletic. I think he's one of the biggest hidden gems in Northeast Ohio. If you're a Division I team and you're looking for a hidden gem in Northeast Ohio, go and holler at Coach Green at Youngstown East. He got him one up there. He got a couple boys. We're going to be talking about a few of them throughout the year, but I just started with Tyrus first. He's a good tackler. He got good speed, bro, good ball skills. For a high school defensive back prospect, he kind of check all the boxes. Only thing he don't got is he's not playing at Harding, Minner, Holben, Maslin. That's the only thing anybody can say about him. But if you go watch the kid play football, that won't matter. You'll want him on your team. And then more importantly, getting to know the kid. I just really got to know the kid over the last 3-4 months. Great kid, humble, hungry, appreciate anything. You can say this. You can put his name in a sentence. He gonna take Coach Stella. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That let me know the kid love it. That let me know the kid don't care where he come from. It's just gonna make him stronger. And he trying to get up out of Youngstown and go do something with himself. And I'm rooting for him, man. Not only because he's a good kid, but he's a really, really good football player. So I'm gonna say it again. He's one of the biggest hidden gems in Northeast Ohio. And I know YSU gonna have a tough fight on their end down to the wire, to the first signing period in December. But I love that kid. I love his game, and I'm rooting for him personally. I'm really rooting for him. So shout out to Tyrus Davis, baby. And them are 4 names on the Stella Stock Report. All good money, baby.
All good money on. Hey, man, I like that list. A lot of guys on there making plays for their team.
Yep.
Like you said, Jackson Farley, we mentioned that a couple weeks ago. You know, Scotty Fox down in West Virginia doing his thing. We all know he was you know what I'm saying? So everybody felt like they knew that he was the engine that made Minner go last year after that great year that they had. But Jackson Farley said, hey, watch out now.
Yeah.
You know
you said it, bro, not disrespectfully. You said it. People going to think, okay, Scotty Fox was a great high school quarterback. You know what I mean? Go to West Virginia. So people going to think, oh, yeah, Jackson a good football player, but he kind of playing with Scotty. So, nah.
Right.
He coming and letting them know, nah. Nothing against my brother last year. I played with a great quarterback. And shout out to Brogan this year. They got a quarterback, Brogan. He playing good football, but Jackson just playing with that chip. He playing with that edge, and he having a great year, man.
Right. He said Scotty Fox played with a hell of a running back as well, right?
Facts.
So, you know.
Facts.
All right. Oh, yeah, man. Week 5.
Woo!
Week 5.
Talk to me, bro.
You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about potential no more. We talking about credentials moving forward. What have you done? Who have you beat? Who have you played? This week, we going back to that place. We going back to that place. Paul Brown, Tiger Stadium.
Talk to him, bro. Let him know what we got.
Massillon Tigers is hosting St. Ed.
I paused for a second because at home, for people watching, you ain't really got to say much after that.
You ain't got to say much after that.
But I'm going to talk about it. St. Ed's at Massillon. St. Ed's 4-0, Massillon 2-2. I'm going to look at the St. Ed side first, coming off a 28-14 win against Glenville. If you look at they also played one of the tougher schedules in the state of Ohio in the first 4 weeks. Beat Glenville last week, beat Pick North week 1, beat Dale Barton from New Jersey week 2, beat Wayne down from Dayton in week 3. So they've been putting in work too. 4-0 to start the year, led by a future Hall of Fame coach and Coach Lombardo, and they got a great staff down there. They do an amazing job. And I just feel like they want to get back what they feel is rightfully theirs. You know what I mean? What they feel like is rightfully theirs. So I feel like they got that type of energy, being that they lost a lot of kids last year and a couple of years. Kind of a new team. You know what I mean? New faces, new team. And they kind of want to prove that, you know, they could be the leaders and the tone setters of a program to go win in Division I state champion. That's the type of vibe I'm getting from them. Offensively, quarterback Johnny Evanchek having a good year. He can beat you with his arm, can beat you with his legs. He having a really good year. Up front, they led by Brody Kincaid and Mason Wilhelm. First time I learned about St. Ed's was probably 2001 when I was playing. And ever since then until now, they always have a great offensive line. Now, I'm sure maybe once or twice they didn't, but I'm sure every year that I can remember where I seen them, they always had a great offensive line. So shout out to Brody Kincaid and Mason Wilhelm for setting the tone up front. 2 good backs. We just talked about Brandon White. Tyrese Buchanan got a lot of meaningful reps last year when Brandon was out. So they got 2 really good backs. Zach Hackelman back at receiver. You know how I feel about Zach. Zach, one of the best receivers we got in the state of Ohio. Defensively, they led by some kids that don't get a lot of love. You know what I mean? Brendan Schultz on the defensive line, gamer. Aiden Peterson at linebacker, don't get a lot of love, baller. Bray Adams, we talked about Braden at corner, committed to YSU. Makai Boone. Makai, he's a Division I commit, and a lot of people don't talk about Makai. Had a big interception last week against Glenville to kind of give him some momentum, and C.J. Campbell at corner. So they got 3 really good corners. And then when you look at the safeties, I talked about Landon Lamer earlier in the year. They got that guy B. Moore, number 4. I just call him B. Moore, baller at safety. And Braden Thomas, Braden Thomas, safety committed to Michigan State. He's that tone setter back there. If you come across the middle, he trying to let you know that's his real estate and don't come back. He plays with viciousness in a good way, good ball hawk back there. So defensively, they got a great unit and a great group all the way around. Zach Hackelman and Brandon White get a lot of the headlines as they deserve. But this defense is playing big-time football right now. 2 things I'm looking at, the coach's eye for St. Ed's this week. Can they get after sophomore quarterback Manny Patterson? I like Manny. Manny having a really good year for a sophomore quarterback. We've seen him against Glenville. He had a really good game in that environment. Your first start, you playing Glenville at home in that type of environment, he impressed me a lot. But I want to see if St. Ed's can get at him and rattle him a little bit and make Massillon one-dimensional. And then also with St. Ed's, can they slow down them 2 receivers, Geo Jackson Jr. and Deontay Malone? Massillon got one of the better receiver duos in the state of Ohio. Every week these kids scoring touchdowns, big plays, long catch and runs, coming up in the clutch. No matter what you want as receivers, both of these guys is getting it done. So those are my 2 questions for St. Ed's going into this week. Can they really get after Manny Patterson? And then also, can they slow down them 2 receivers? And then on the flip side, bro, Massillon, also another team whose they scheduled the first 4 weeks, been crazy. 2-2. They lost to Glenville, and they lost to a talented Reuben team out of Georgia. Another team with a future Hall of Fame coach and a great staff. So both teams kind of check the box as far as future Hall of Fame coaches, great staff. So I don't really think there's an edge either way with that. Both coaching staff going to have their teams ready with great game plans, and they're going to make good adjustments at the half. We just talked about Manny Patterson playing good football for a sophomore. I like how he playing. They got 2 good running backs too, Xavier Owens, Anthony McMullen. Anthony came over from Booktel. He kind of getting his feet wet. He kind of getting his feet settled in every week. He's kind of getting in the groove. So now you really got 2 dual threat running backs that can get it done. We just talked about the receivers. Defensively, Logan Allman. He's been playing, seemed like 4 years now at Massillon. He's still there on the defensive line. Kid I'm going to talk about real quick, man, is Jaden Williams at linebacker, bro. I love Sincere Johnson. It might be a toss-up now, man. It might be a toss-up who the best linebacker in the state of Ohio. I haven't seen all the linebackers, so I'm betting that it's one of them two. That's just me betting. That's my opinion. Sincere Johnson or Jaden Williams. Man, but this kid playing lights out right now, hell. I ain't gonna lie. And that's the nickname I gave him. Jaden Lights Out Williams. Not only is he playing lights out, when he hits you, he turning your lights out. This kid is a big-time football player. In Indiana, boy, oh boy, they're going to have a hard fight to keep him to the end and keep him committed there. And then their secondary is big time. So it's going to be a big-time game, big-time talent on both sides of the ball. I just kind of broke down the talent. My coach's eye for Massillon is this, bro. This is my 2 questions. Can Massillon's front 7 slow down Brandon White and make St. Ed's one-dimensional? You know what I mean? If I'm the coach, okay, I can't let Brandon White beat me because he's proven over his career he can beat you. You know what I mean? So I can't let him beat me, and I got to see if Johnny Evanchek can beat me. It's not against Johnny because Johnny playing big-time football. But if I got to choose one, I got to stack the box. I got to come up with different schemes and different looks. I got to stop number 2. Because if number 2 get going, now it just opens up the box for everybody else, and now we really got a problem on our hand. So my number 1 question is, can the front 7 slow down Brandon White? And then my second question is, for the offensive ball, can the offensive line consistently open up running lanes for Xavier Owens and Anthony McMullen? I feel like if they can do that, get the run game going, that's going to help Manny out. So now Manny can get settled. Going back to my question from St. Ed's, can they rattle Manny? On the flip side, how do we not let Manny get rattled? Let's run the football. We got 2 good backs. Let's put it in their belly. Let's try to be in a lot of 2nd and 4s, 2nd and 3s, 2nd and 5s. Maybe even on first down, we'll throw a quick hitch, quick slant to get us in 2nd and 3 because now we know we about to run the ball 3 straight plays. So those are the questions I'm looking for from each team. I'm excited, bruh. Shout out to Mr. Golf. Shout out to Coach Moore. Shout out to Mr. Packers at Massillon. Already blessed us with our credentials and our passes. So our face definitely gonna be in the place, and I'm excited for this one, bro.
Man, last time, we got to go up to see Massillon and St. Ed's. You know, saying it was the year that Massillon ran the table, and it was a banger that year. Xavier Owens' brother, DeJuan Owens, had 26 totes. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much played the Tim Tebow role, and they got out of there with a win. I'm gonna see if, you know what I'm saying, Massillon got 2 losses, but I really like to see if Massillon can bring that intensity that they brought week 1.
Right.
All right, you got St. Ed's. They looking like they're back in their state championship ambitious, their mode. And granted, you know, those 2 losses by no stretch of imagination counts Massillon out or cast any doubt. But this would be one of them wins that they could really use to kind of like
catapult them for the
rest of the year. So I think the atmosphere, the 12th man, which is at Massillon Faithful,
no doubt,
I think that's going to play a factor. And like you said, the physicality. If Massillon could bring that physicality that they brought in week 1, then I'm expecting this game to go down to the wire.
It's going to be a great one.
Indeed,
and that's a great point you made, bro. I'm excited to see it, and it's something that helps to piggyback off your point about can they bring the energy. It helps when they won last week. I think 38-0. 31-0, 38-0 against Glen Oak. So what that means is coach probably got some kids out in the 4th quarter. You know what I mean? I ain't got to run Xavier or Anthony too much. We can run them just enough so they got their legs back. Their body should be back. So they should have a good intense practice week. You know, Coach Moore and the coaching staff gonna have them guys ready. So to your point, I think they're gonna be able to bring that energy and physicality because they're coming off a week that they didn't have to exert a lot, being that they won 38-0. So I'm excited, bro. That's gonna be a physical game.
And you know, these programs are familiar with each other. Coach Moore, Coach Lombardo, you know, it's a chess match in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, there's going to be kids on the team that remember playing in that game
For
Not
sure.
only they played last year, but playing in the game 2 years ago when it was at Massillon. So
And you know, just to add one more wrinkle to that story is coming into that game a few years ago, Massillon was running a 2-quarterback system with Jalen Slaughter and DeJuan Owens, and in that particular game, unforeseen from a lot of people, that DeJuan Owens would tote that thing 26 times,
No doubt.
and that probably, you know, threw off every time they needed a first down.
It was him.
He was tumbling forward, moving the chain. So,
and don't be surprised, bro, if you see 2 years from that game, which is this year on Friday, if Massillon goes to little brother Xavier Owens at quarterback, because number one, you could tell he got quarterback background. Remember me I told you that at Glenville, I'm like, I can tell this kid. Number one, his brother was a quarterback, so you always gonna want to do what your brother do. You could tell they both left-handed, but he was too comfortable. Like, it's one thing to snap it to your athlete, give him 2-3 plays, but he was comfortable. He knew when to bring the motion, and like he just looked too comfortable, which let me know he played quarterback in the past. But then also I got another running back who just as good as me I can bring in. So now if Manny get rattled, or if Manny ain't having a good game, or if we want to slow down the clock or just give a different pace, we can always slide Xavier at quarterback to make it look just like DeJuan from a couple years ago, and then slide Anthony McMullen and tailback. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see that wrinkle this week.
Him having that patience, being able to let things wash out before he pushed to the line. So.
Anytime your quarterback can run, it gives you an extra number in the box. So if defensively, if they got 7 in the box, and if we got 8, we got the extra hat now, because now the tailback becomes a lead blocker, and the quarterback is unaccounted for. So if we can get a body on the body now, we can win in the numbers game in the box. That's why most teams like having quarterbacks who can run, or having a wildcat quarterback, because you can win the numbers game. You know what I mean? Now, just because you got the numbers game don't mean you're going to be able to execute it. You still got to block. You still got to execute. But like I said, I won't be surprised if Massillon go back to that wrinkle.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's our Ellie House game of the week. Our face to be in the place.
Yes, sir.
Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, Massillon, Ohio.
Can't wait, bro.
You already know. It should be a movie.
Let's go, baby.
All right.